Hey guys.
Hey, oh, beautiful!
Oh,
And now
yeah.
we're having a guest into the segment tonight, Dr. Clockus, and Dr. Clockus is really here to make sure that we stay on time. So oh wow,
That looks like the
look
library.
at that! She's like disappearing like
That
a
looks like the
spirit.
library from Game of
It's like
Thrones.
magic. I'm like a magic disappearing, like a bewitched or something, or a genie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
I think that's a haunted place there you got.
What is all
Wow.
that?
This is our new background.
Oh, we have a new background.
Well, we had to expand the library.
I think it's great. Doesn't it look like Game of Thrones?
It does, yeah. It looks like the Citadel in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't know where Dr. Clockus is though.
I don't
It's
think
10
he
after.
knows much about time.
Dr. Clockus.
He's the one that's going to keep us on
Dr.
time.
Clockus is coming in. Here he is. Here he is.
Dr.
He's here to keep us on track so that the commercial gets played on time, the segment ends on
And
time.
look, Colby's wearing a clock.
Yeah, and you're wearing his from his fashion line.
Oh. Who's
Okay,
that?
well here he comes.
Dr. Clockus, Angus.
Oh, Angus is now. Okay.
Oh, yeah, supposed to say.
Oh.
Yes, Dr. Clockus, how are you? Good, that sounds great. That sounds great.
Dr. Clockus.
Okay.
I'm
Wow.
doing very well.
That's
Yeah,
so
you certainly are. Very well. Okay, well, you're going to keep us on track tonight, right? You're going to keep us on track?
Everything is just fine. I got my watch right here.
All right, Dr. Clockus,
Wait.
you were late coming in.
Okay, I got the
Okay.
clock.
Okay, you got your clock? Okay, all very good.
He's
Very
got the
nice.
show running in the background.
That's fine. That's the credits. That's the advertisers. Okay, so here's how it's going to go, kids.
And Liddy says, that's freaking Angus. No shit, Liddy.
Real.
Wow.
Holy shit, Lenny, you're
Gold
right.
star for Liddy.
Wow.
Okay.
I like that.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
Well, anyway, we're trying something a little bit new tonight because I can change my screen to be this screen. Oh.
Yeah.
Very cool. We're going to have fun with that tonight.
So we're
Oh,
certainly
wow.
ready to have fun with it. And Dr. Clockus, you just keep us on track, please. And we're all yours, Brad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first and foremost, tonight is one of the most mysterious and most powerful gems of them all is turquoise.
And is it a gem? Is it a gem or a
Rock.
rock? You know, what is it?
It is classified by GIA as a gemstone.
Oh, okay.
It's a naturally occurring mineral on this earth. And although it is in a rock formation by its mere tone of how it's created by nature, its value and its preciousness is to be regarded as precious gemstone.
Cool.
Okay, now this map, this is the only places where
Yeah,
it's
is that?
found?
Yeah. Well, he's going to tell us. You know, what image do you want to start with?
Well, first and foremost, let's go with some of the stars that have adorned this. We've got a couple of them up there. Let's just start off with whomever you wish. We'll go with Cher or whomever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now that looks like it's pale to me. Is that a washed out picture, or is that a particular
Kind of.
shade of?
I'm going to say it's washed out picture, but I can tell you, if you go to the map, and if you look in Arizona, and there are places in
Hang on a
Arizona.
second.
Yeah, I see Arizona.
Let me. Oops, I just muted myself. I'm gonna do this.
Cascade.
Here we go. Go ahead. There you are.
You see Castle Dome?
Yes, Castle Dome.
Do you see
Yeah.
that particular absolute pureness and lightness of color?
Yeah.
That is a vein that was discovered, and it yielded much of that tonality that you see in what she has. It's a washed out picture, but still it's that clear, eggshellish, almost purish tone of it.
So
Yeah, well, yeah, that makes sense. And it looks like the little one from Lone Mountain might be
Really?
similar.
Where's
Oh,
Lone
I
Mountain?
Yeah.
thought. Oh, I thought it was okay.
Where's Lone Mountain?
That's
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Right next
So
to
yeah. I
Magic
see
Kingdom.
that. Yeah.
one of the reasons why this map is so helpful is each area has its own story to tell. In fact, I'll tell you, I've been in the jewelry business for a really long time. And for some reason, every single piece of Native American jewelry that has turquoise in it has a significant story to the wearer.
Cool.
And is this are these the only places that it's found?
Well, there are other places, but my wife is tapping me on something. She is strongly believing that it could be from Sleepy Beauty Mine too, because sometimes it too,
Lighter.
you will get lighter tones that will come from it. These are all generalities and we try to keynote it in, but there is a bit of soft science to it because it can be very difficult to pinpoint locality, although this map is absolutely one of the best in the industry.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow, that's amazing. But but is it not found anywhere else? Is it not found in like Europe?
So there are other deposits, but they all have different colorations to it, just by sheer of the topography. Copper is really a big influencing of turquoise, of its color. In fact, the reason why there is all of these different discoveries of turquoise is not because the Native Americans went and mined it. In fact, for most of the thousands and thousands of years that turquoise has been adorned throughout the Native American lands, very little of it was actually mined as we're going to go mining for turquoise today. That's not how it goes. It was discovered because it was a byproduct of the discovery of copper. And when the expansion of the West happened, Americans were digging in these and they were pulling out all of these useless colored turquoise rocks and they were chucking them by the side of the mines. And the Native Americans would stumble across it and they'd be like, holy crap, the big amount of turquoise, because you have to understand, to the Native Americans, it is worth more than gold.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
the bridge to heaven. In fact, if you look at a rainbow, and if you look at the top portion of a rainbow, it's always red. In fact, here, this is a good.
What?
Oh, wait. Trying to get a.
Oh wait, okay? Hang on. If you're going there,
Oh, wait, I'm trying to
Okay.
pull something up. Well,
It's disappearing out of the.
red coral and blue turquoise are put together pretty much all the time. And the reason why they're always put together is if you look at the top of a rainbow, the bridge to heaven, the highest point is red. And so that would be that last point where man or human would meet up to its maker, the great spirit in the sky. And, again, we've talked about this before, but blue, the color blue of turquoise, is the only color that can hold sun, moon, and stars together. And it just becomes, again, this most powerful reoccurring theme of wisdom. And that's really one of the many strengths, the metaphysical strengths that turquoise possesses.
that's awesome. All right, so let's well, let's look at
You had some buzzards behind you.
I have buzzards behind me.
And
I do.
Clarkus is.
Dr. Well, okay.
Okay. Oh, Robert Plant.
You see his bracelet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right at the top of the bracelet, he's wearing a turquoise piece adorning on top.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
And then if you look at the next piece of next image of Robert
Of
Plant,
plant.
you can change that picture. We'll go to the next one. He's wearing a ring. This is over 30 years, 40 years apart. How many of years? He's still wearing turquoise.
And so, and we touched on this at the beginning of the show. Why, let me let me just get this.
Awesome.
Why do you think it's so pervasive through the entertainment industry?
Personally, I think there's serious cool factor. Silver and turquoise, for me, I mean, growing up, it was in my family. It was, I grew up in Miami, a lot of music, watched a lot of it. I mean, who didn't look awesome in this jewelry? I mean, you look, when you started with Cher and all these others, I mean, everybody just looked amazing in it. And I think because it was bold and you could see it, it wasn't something that you had to strain to see on somebody. You really could, visually, people are on stage and,
It had striking
presence. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the instantaneous things that we visually gaze upon it. But then when we look deeper, I think there's something a little more powerful. Now, this is a form of Persian. This is actually Persian turquoise.
Oh, okay.
Persian turquoise has a different feel to it. Do you see how the color is evenly distributed, and it's robin's egg blue is what they call it.
It doesn't have that vein of like copper or whatever it is running through it.
It does not have the irregularities, and that
Wow.
is also prized for is because of its purity. The Persian variety, again, can be technically the most valuable because of its purity, but it has been challenged as of late because of the mines being closed up, challenges being found, and everything really drying up in Native American lands for getting good turquoise naturally. Some of the other new, the mines in Americas are really coming up in value and getting quality Native American pieces that have not been dyed, fractured, and culminated of other processes, which really, I'm not into resin and put together and what a composite is to value.
Yeah.
It's really, it's now rivaling, if not surpassing.
Well, it's amazing how many people it crosses over to,
Absolutely. Well, I also wanted to mention something about why I think so many people wore it. I think maybe at the beginning there was probably, there were probably a lot of, I don't know, I wasn't there. Maybe you know better than I do, Steve. But I would think that, that some of these major stars wanted to highlight some Native American pieces to just to kind of give thanks and to say, hey, we need to honor our Native Americans. And by putting it out there, people would know it existed. So,
I don't know that it was that deliberate, to be honest with you. I think what it was, I mean, if you look at the Doors movie, supposedly Jim Morrison was very influenced by the Native American culture.
Yeah, he had the concho belt.
And he was probably one of the biggest southwestern jewel, leather and turquoise and silver. And I think it's interesting because I remember my mother loving turquoise. I remember loving it, but when I saw the Persian one, it looks very like it wouldn't be very sought after unless the discoloration is what makes it. You know what I mean? It's weird. I just like it because it's cool. But there was a whole time in rock and roll.
The cool factor is there.
Well,
yeah.
But there was a whole time, especially in the late '60s, mid to late '60s, where Native American, southwestern garb, fringe jackets, and the whole Western type of thing became very in vogue.
Right.
And it was like, I guess that was rock stars being gunslingers or whatever it is.
It's fashion. It was fashion, and it was bold fashion. I think people could relate to it, and they could say, "Wow, that's awesome," and I want to be a part of that. So I think it all works together, like you said, with the fringe and the leather, all of that.
Go ahead, Lori.
I just read something about turquoise. It is a throat chakra stone, which means turquoise helps to heal all issues in that area.
So take us there, Professor
If you have a
Brad.
sore
So
throat-
this is what I've been chomping at the bit for. You know, turquoise it's kind of like you don't choose it, it chooses you. Some of the best stories that I have found about turquoise and with turquoise have been about how these pieces kind of wind up in people's lives. And uniquely, many of them are artists. Many of these stories go to singer and songwriters to inspire their creativity. I don't know if there's anything to it, but I can tell you this. I have worn this piece that was a gift by her parents for over
Oh no, I mean,
for over 20 plus years.
it's not work. Oh, there we go.
For over 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, the most inspirational items I have ever drawn have come from it. And Colby has a beautiful bracelet.
And I've had this for before I met
Oh,
Brad.
way before me, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
And mine has a story, but I don't know if we have that kind of time. But I think a lot of these pieces do have stories because people have a feeling when
They
they
mean
see something and it really they react to it, they relate to it, or it, like you said, it chooses them.
out of all the books I have, and sometimes people will say, well, what's your favorite book? Because I have a lot of books. I keep coming back to this is the most significant one I have.
Too close.
Disappearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Book of Invisibility.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
won't wait.
gosh, what's going on?
I don't know, man.
You got to get light on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
There you go. No, that's obnoxious, isn't it?
No, not. It's
No, but showing you. Oh, almost. Oh, there you go. I see an Indian.
I'll just tell you the name.
Yes, yes. I see it. Native American wisdom.
Yeah.
Yes. It's because you can't download and you can't wisdom is something that we try to attain, and that's what all of this book knowledge is trying to teach us: is what can we draw from it. There have never been a people on this earth that has really.
Oh.
I take it that's my clockometer.
We're done already.
I think,
Dr. Clark.
I
What?
think it's time for a commercial.
Pardon me for this commercial break. We'll finish on in a moment.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was getting very interesting.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sorry if we woke you.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Gail said, hey, this is killing me.
Stick with it, pal. We'll be right there.
Most of you know I live in Southwest Florida now.
Okay.
One of my favorite places to grab a bite to eat is Jason's Deli. Scott and Diana Willis have been in business here for over 20 years. The truth is, Jason's Deli has bigger choices of better food. You can eat healthy and enjoy the taste of quality ingredients. They're open 7 days a week for dine-in, pickup, or deli delivery. With 4 convenient locations from Naples to Cape Coral, Florida, they are a must-try. Jason's Deli, where all good things come from wholesome ingredients.
And
Bradley's Jewelers in South Fort Myers. Diamonds, bridal, you name it. Estate, custom design, and expert repair. Bradley's Jewelers, South Fort Myers. They specialize in amazing moments.
wow. Huh? Dr. Fezziwink, very nicely done there, Dr. Clockus. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Okay, so Brad, take us
What
into
were you
the.
saying?
that it is the turquoise really inspires peace and tranquility and many powerful things because it has been said that it's part of the heavens on earth. And if we can attain some of the wisdom that can be found there, so many things can be better in our lives. We can be better musicians. We can be better for our families and our group and our villages. And I think it really speaks to the innate, what is inside of us, and helps bring out that creativity and the best of us. Colby found a little passage in one of my books
But
Oh wow, I know. Look,
but look at that piece. That it's
Greg Allman.
Yeah,
Man,
that's really
what a badass. He was.
Yeah,
amazing.
well, he's got 3 pieces. It looks like that's a turquoise necklace,
yeah.
ring, and bracelet.
Yep.
Man, he made it look so good.
Yep.
That's rock and roll.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, you know. I remember this when you said you were going to do turquoise. I remember this, you know, this era so well. When it was all about the conchos, and you know, Hendrix, of course, was one of the originals. He was actually part Native American, so
Right.
not a stretch there. But yeah, there was a lot of. It was a wave. That whole thing was a wave that happened. You know.
But look at the longevity it's had.
And look at the
To today.
music. And look at the music that it's been a part of. You know, whether you quote unquote believe in the power of turquoise to spur this creativity, or is it by happenstance that every great musician that has ever changed the arc of music and artists and so many people of talent that have gravitated to this magical gem for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because it really is. I mean, look, it's Elvis can have anything he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yet picked up on that style. I'm guessing this is, I don't know, 60s, 70s. When did Elvis die?
74.
Okay, so this is probably
70. Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
no. It was the same day that Lori's mother had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was in August.
Was it the same actual day in the year?
Yeah, same exact day. Let's see.
So it had to be 70 later than that.
I
It'd
think it
be
was
78 or
No,
77.
when did Elvis? I think it was August like 11th. Yeah, it was the same exact day. She didn't die because he had a heart attack.
No, she didn't have a heart attack
Oh,
because
yeah,
he died.
exactly.
You mean?
August 16th, 1977.
Okay, yeah, 77. So this could be, you know, this is right in the sweet spot of that, you know, 66 to 74 kind of turquoise era.
yeah.
But even to today,
I mean, it's still going. Yeah.
I mean, it will always be in vogue. In fact, I want to show you a couple of interesting pieces.
That you, okay, yours, hang on. Let me, wait a minute. Let me get, there we go. Oh, yeah, it's just so strange. It wants to disappear.
Maybe sit it where your face would go. There you go.
There you go. There you go. Wow.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Awesome.
Now, if you go to the map, if you want to go to the map, we probably can get pretty close with this one.
All right, let's go to the map.
Is that Colby's or you have it for sale at the store?
This is for sale at the store.
Wow. We
See,
like
there
that.
you go, if you want some turquoise.
Yeah, if you need that turquoise. Okay, so let me get the map up here. There's the map.
Those are big.
Yeah, those are
This
big.
is really a significant, powerful piece.
Yeah, that's cool.
And what is the? It's,
We can't see it.
And
Okay,
you can
sure.
see the signature there is there many of these, if not all of these, are signed. Interesting story about mine. Mine, you would think because of the craftsmanship and all this one is actually unsigned. And when Colby and I were in Arizona some years back,
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe that this actually happened, but
we were on the side of the road where
side
they,
of the road
where there are different places where they,
where
places are set up.
different Native Americans were selling jewelry,
Bracelets and jewelry.
Yeah,
And
all kinds of cool stuff.
the lady,
Oh, yeah.
In Sedona.
Yeah. The lady behind the counter, very old, she said, "Did he sign it?" Out of nowhere. And I said, "Huh?" She says, "Did he sign the bracelet?" And I said, "This one, no, oddly enough, it's not signed." And she says, "I told him to sign all of his stuff." And I go, "You know who made this?" She goes, "Oh, yeah, he was the father of the shadow box technique, which is this one, Navajo." And it was like, kind of blew me away. And she goes, "I told him to always sign this up, and he didn't want to take credit for it because he said He merely transmuted it from the gods. He had no part into taking credit for something
For
that
the
was this
talent.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
we were in shock.
Blew us
Seriously,
away.
it blew us away. It really did. It
We
was
bought
Yeah, that's
an
cool, man.
arrowhead necklace from the native.
Yeah, we
Indians.
bought an arrowhead necklace because when we used
We pull
to
off at, like,
tour
the-
through Arizona or down that part, you know,
at
of
a
the world.
rest area.
Yeah, we'd pull over and there would be, you know, just the most gorgeous jewelry. Not like, you know, 42nd Street.
No,
I mean,
they're
like
you know,
just
sitting on the
unbelievable
concrete on a
stuff.
blanket.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I Colby found this passage in one of my symbology books about turquoise.
It says that turquoise is an opaque blue-green mineral esteemed for thousands of years as a sacred stone and talisman. The burial mask of Tutankhamun was liberally inlaid with turquoise, and in ancient And in ancient Persia, turquoise was worn as an amulet for protection against untimely death. If the stone changed color, it was thought to warn against danger or infidelity. Why would it change color?
Well, it actually changes color because it absorbs oils in the skin over time. So yes, turquoise can change color over time.
Okay, so it get darker then,
Or lighter.
Well, I would think that since it was so close to the copper, that the oxidation would probably have something to do with it too.
And also leaching from that as well.
Okay, so now here, turquoise was worn to ensure prosperity. Placed on a horse's bridle, it was thought to prevent accidents and falls. And as a healing stone, turquoise supports the assimilation of nutrients.
Wow,
Wow. Yeah.
that's impressive.
So many things, you know, I think that honestly people are drawn to color, and turquoise is so dynamic in color, and it ranges from, you know, the green tones all the way into these really beautiful turquoisey aqua.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the cool thing about the map, man, because it
Yeah.
shows you all those different. Let me just come right in on that one more time. Is this with my spotlight?
Do you want to show?
No, hang
It's
on.
got the
Hang on. You can
red.
do this. You can do this, Steve. Angus and I were here we go. Okay, are we looking? We're looking at the map. Man, that's just all the different. It looks like yours, if I can get in close enough.
Right.
It looks like yours either came from around Santa Rita or I don't know, Royston, or maybe some of this Nevada stuff. Good
San Bernardino.
Godber
Me.
On this big bracelet.
on the map.
Yeah.
For this bracelet, San Bernardino to me.
You know, I will tell you the translation of color on this map
It's
is
different.
slightly different
Where
than
is
the
our
actual
map?
right here, but
Yeah,
it's
there you
glossy.
go.
There's just no way it's going to show.
That's pretty interesting, though, man. So I didn't realize that it went. I mean, obviously it's old, but I didn't realize it was in Egypt.
You don't have to.
Yeah, in fact, in Egyptian times, it had been adorned for so many years. And what's interesting, there are similar interpretive meanings between the two cultures, even though they are worlds apart and times apart. But what's also fascinating, they're finding, instead of like not silver jewelry with turquoise, but they have found amulets of carved turquoise in the Americas that can have gone back over 12,000 years. So,
Is that like Incas? What's back then? Incas are back then?
you know what? I really don't know the name because it's still a developing area of learning. I don't know everything, and I do know that it is beyond the mysteries that we can explain.
I have a guess for this bracelet, and I think it's either San Bernardino or possibly Castle Dome. That looks very
I was thinking
strong.
Kingman.
Or King's Mine. Kingman
Yeah,
Mine.
this is probably Kingman Mine, only for the fact is it has very typical Navajo markings on here, which they would be known for from that area.
That's amazing, man. That's really cool. No, well, that's not really.
Do we
I
have
have some turquoise.
It's not really turquoise, but
turquoise.
it's not really turquoise, but there's our
Arrowhead.
arrowhead.
From the Indians.
I'm trying to see, is that stone or metal?
The what? The
arrowhead?
fitting or the arrowhead is stone,
A stone.
flint or whatever they used to make them out of.
It could be slate.
Yeah, slate. It could be slate.
Turn it around.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were just selling them.
Oftentimes Native Americans would collect garnet gemstones, and they would use garnets on their arrows because they felt that it would help the aim would hit home, and so you would often find garnet tipped arrows as well. And,
Wow. Oh, so it was made into the arrowhead, the garnet?
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
Cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It is so awesome.
Well, so let me see. We I think we missed one picture here. Let me get back. I think we have one more luminary.
Brenda lost power.
Oh,
She's in Detroit,
yes.
and she said it's very windy there.
There you go, Dylan.
Oh, wow.
Man, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Bob Dylan.
that looks like it's from the same place that yours would be from.
Yeah.
Very much so. I'll tell you that. It's a very high quality piece what he's wearing. I can tell you that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab another piece just to show you if we can make it work.
How about that other bracelet?
You want to show them?
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
Here. Oh, wait a
You know,
minute.
why turquoise is usually with silver instead of gold?
The
Probably.
silver
Wow.
motif.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Wow.
Wow.
And that
Yeah.
is set with coral. Again, you remember that motif again.
Yeah.
I mean, coral at the top of the rainbow, the red on top of the rainbow before it reaches the heavens.
Wow.
Wow. You sell that in
And
the
this is
shop?
actually a shell that has had mosaic of mother of pearl, coral, and then the turquoise with black.
Wow.
By the way, turquoise with black is so north, south, east, and west, 4 corners. Each corner has their color, and north is black and south is blue, turquoise. That's
Wow.
why those together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so are these things at the shop usually? Are they usually at Bradley's?
Yes, we have it at the shop, and the way we like to do it is we don't keep it out in the case because it's special for everyone, and we have a magnificent collection that we bring out per request.
Cool.
I wanted to talk about that too.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to talk about this as well. This is,
So this symbol, and
see if we can get it. If I hold, maybe if I
Wait.
hold it in front of you.
well, this is like the magical mystery tour.
Down in front of your shirt will do it.
Yeah, do it in front of your shirt.
There it is. Yes, yes, yes.
So this shape, this is a shoehorn shape, and the shoehorn shape was introduced, most say, around 16th century when the Spanish were coming in on their horses with horseshoes on them, and this symbol was adopted, and this symbol right here can be found is like a corn stalk,
Ah.
Wow.
corn,
It's corn.
maize.
Maize, right.
That is the sacred maize, because they looked at the maize as a life-giving food and good luck and prosperity and so many beautiful things. I'll tell you, there is no culture that knows how to harmonize with this earth better. We can all learn a lesson from them.
We sure could.
Yeah.
I've had several opportunities to mix it up, spend a little time with Native Americans in different settings, and even though they're rock and rollers, the guys that used to come to our shows, there's a piece about them that I've never seen in any other people, just in their nature.
Right. Wow. That's
Yeah.
that's significant for you to notice.
Well, yeah, it's I remember it was an interesting time. I have a lot of it on video too. just the conversations that we were having because I was documenting the tour at the time. But yeah, very interesting stories, and that's a whole other way of growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So,
very
yeah.
interesting stuff.
Yeah, that was great, man. So I totally get the rock and roll connection. You know what I mean? I totally get why all those guys. I mean, first of all, it's beautiful, but it's beautiful in a very rock way. It's rugged. It's very rugged.
Yeah.
And
It's like armor.
Lori's asked why it was always. Oh, Fezzy. Dr. Clockett.
Well,
All right,
Yeah, well, this will be the last
we'll end it with this question.
yeah.
Doc, don't penalize us. Why is it usually paired with silver and
Right,
not
yeah.
with gold?
Yeah.
Well, it's available materials, number one. And number two is the techniquing with the sand cast is most efficient with the methodology of what they had available to work with. You know, with gold, you have to alloy it, and there are other sophisticated measures. Silver is a little bit more straightforward, but I will tell you, working with silver and working with turquoise is an incredible challenge because you may not know this. Interesting factoid about turquoise, it has many of the elements that create gunpowder. So if you put enough heat to turquoise, it can explode.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Uh-oh.
when working with silver, which requires high heat to manipulate, there has to be an incredible amount of sophistication. So a lot of people who are ignorant to the sophistication art of Native American jewelry do not understand how absolutely brilliant and masterful these people were with their hands and technique that were handed over generations through generations.
Excellent, man. Well, that's
Very,
that was pretty darn good there, guys.
Thank you.
And
Doctor,
also
how did we do on
December.
time?
And also
Excellent.
remember, it's
Excellent.
December's birthstone. One of them, but I think
My favorite one.
it's really, yeah, it's
Oh,
a special. It's special.
Oh, December's birthstone.
Ah.
I have some turquoise.
Yeah?
Good.
Oh, I do. I have some turquoise. A couple of pieces of turquoise jewelry. I think it's in the vault somewhere.
So whatever you do, just don't bring it out while we're doing a show about turquoise.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
I
That's
asked
the last
Fran.
thing we'd want to do.
I was texting Franny and she said she was looking for it, but I told her to get me the turquoise and a blowtorch.
Oh, so we can have, okay, well, that's good.
Okay.
All right, well, listen.
Don't do that.
It's not.
No, I don't know.
I think that wig is going to his head, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, we have to be careful. It's all right. It's time for another commercial anyway.
Okay.
I'll hit you guys back after the show.
Oh, do we know
Take
what
care,
we're
guys.
doing?
Yeah, do we know what next Monday is?
What?
I don't know. Did you,
Oh, I'll let you know.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll let you
Hey,
know.
let's go.
I can't remember everything.
I think it may be we're going to do Yule tides and things of this
Oh, the
nature.
Yule
Holiday,
lad.
We're gonna
the
do
Yule
holiday
lad.
bags.
Excellent,
All
excellent.
right, thanks, guys.
Bye,
Okay,
guys.
guys,
That
it was
was
wonderful.
great.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, and
Okay.
I'll
Well,
be back.
yeah, you'll be back.